5. So I literally want to take maybe 5 minutes to just cover a couple little announcements, just some kind of basic stuff, and then dive into some other stuff. Before we dive into some other stuff, I'll just cover that first. So anyway, Jennifer. Oh, she just did. So a couple little announcements. Success Club trip was just announced. What does that mean for you? If you're a brand new coach, if you are a veteran coach, what does that mean for you? Well, every year Beachbody does a Success Club trip, and they used to do it just anybody could jump on and register, and it was first come, first serve, and it was chaos, and like coaches that had been coaching for years like couldn't get on the trip, and then it was really frustrating for some people. So now they've kind of changed the format a little bit and do it based on your Success Club points, which is, I think, kind of pretty much how it should be, because it's a Success Club trip. And if you're pushing towards Success Club, then it should kind of compensate for that. So this year it is a primarily an invite only. But if you did not qualify for any of the tiers, like I think the first tier was Elite Coaches Register, and then the second was like Premier and Success Club All-Star, Legends, and then the next is like Most Success Club Points of 2017, or like SP All-Stars. And you can look that up in the FAQs if you're really curious to know all the details. But what they have done is now they've put an opt-in wait list on there. So if you didn't see, it's going to be a Caribbean cruise to like the Bahamas and some other little private island. And it's on this giant like hotel on the water, Harmony of the Seas. I mean, it looks really amazing. And I do know that once they open up registration, it fills up pretty quick. So when you get that email, I think you have literally within 30 minutes from clicking register to get your registration done. And then as far as like getting that email invitation, usually it's a 72-hour window that you have to get registered within that. Kelly, you probably know because you just did the other Success Club trip. Like it's like a pretty short window. Yeah, with your coffee shirt on and your fireplace in the background. Just nice, yes.
Nice. God love you, Kelly.
So if you had any Success Club points in 2017, go on the Success Club website. It's like anchorsaway2019.com. Go on there and click on the opt-in, because you will not get any kind of an unless you put in for the opt-in. So everybody go do that today if you haven't done it yet, even if you only had 2 Success Club points last year. Like there is potential that people will cancel. They'll open it wide open. And I think there's like room for like 5,000 people. I don't even know. I need to look on the ship and see how many rooms there are, but it's a huge ship. So in theory, like if we all wanted to go next year, we could potentially go. I will tell you guys, like I was on the second registration day, like 138 elite coaches got to register on Monday. And I was one of the first to get the email on the second day. And I was super pumped because we decided that we're going to take our kids on this one. And we were going to get a family room. Every single family room was sold out. Every single one. The $5,000 one, the $1,700 one, they were all sold out. And I was furious because I'm like, how did all of these rooms, if only 138 people registered, how did all these rooms sell out so fast? So there's also a wait list where you can go in and upgrade your room. So I put in an upgrade for our room. So if for some reason you don't get the room that you want when you get to register, book it, and then you can put on a request to change it, because then there's a chance that you'll probably get it if anybody else cancels or anything like that. Okay. So Success Club trip, boom, things to know. Summit tickets right now are on sale for $145 until the end of the month. So super cheap. If you don't have a ticket yet, get it. They're not transferable, which is unfortunate, but that is a business expense. You can write that off. So if $145 is a little tight for your budget right now, but you really want to go, get it and you can use it as a write-off. If you make $600 in a year as a Beachbody coach, then you can write up to to $600 off for your business expenses. That includes your business service fees. That includes your Shakeology. So those are all things. And if anybody wants to go into the like tax write-off stuff, because I know that's coming up, there's a really great video that Deidre did that I'm more than happy to share with you guys. Team Cup is coming up also in the month of February. Registration opens on Monday the 15th. Teams of 5, 1 diamond per team. And basically, if you've never done a Team Cup before, it's just a friendly little competition to like rack up your success points and push for rank. And for some people, that seems really intimidating. Like, oh my gosh, wait, like I'm not trying to be a Success Club 50 and, you know, 16-star diamond coach. But it's a really fun way to just team up together and just kind of challenge and encourage each other. And then Beachbody always gives out really cool prizes. Like they're giving out t-shirts, they do hats, they have an umbrella. You know, who needs a Beachbody umbrella, but you're going to get one if you get Success Club. So like just all kinds of random stuff. And I love that they have like a random prize closet with a bunch of weird stuff in there. So, so Team Cup, on your radar, even if you're not somebody who's like, I'm going to work the business 100% every day, but you still want the chance to earn a little bit more income, it kind of just gives you a chance to push a little bit out of your comfort zone. And yeah, so anyway, Team Cup, do it. Monday, 80 Day Obsession comes out, and who's doing it? Everybody here? Everybody going to do the workouts as they go? And everybody has a group. Anybody have any questions about 80 Day Obsession stuff?
Why are all of you guys, like Megan, Blink, and you, why are you guys making your own meal plan thing, like calendar? Like, I don't understand why you guys aren't just using that.
So my printer is out of ink, first of all. I like a template that I can do on my computer and to share like with my groups. And I like to do it week long. So I've done a couple like little daily ones, and I like to see, I don't know, I'm weird about organization. I personally like
I did end up buying that planner off of Etsy, so I feel like that's gonna have stuff. But like for me, I've just been having all my girls print this out, so we have the same. I guess it's just like I didn't see the point in adding an extra work of trying to make one.
Well, and then I'm going to put them on my blog too. So that way, like people can like search 80 Day Obsession meal plans and it will link them to my blog. Okay. So kind of just an extra resource. I know Megan does the same thing.
That makes sense.
And I actually,
without your guys' logos on them?
Yeah, so I have a couple images, and I was going to ask you guys because I didn't want to just throw 100 things into the team page and have people be like, what the hell is all this 80 Day Obsession meal plan stuff? But I have a bunch of stuff from other coaches, but I also have made my own, like on the numbers Mac, like numbers thing, and I have meal plans for Plan A and Plan B for this week too. So I'm more than happy to share those with you guys. If you want to save them, use them, print them, whatever you want. But I am doing very basic, repetitive meals. Like I'm not doing anything fancy for the first couple of weeks. Like I'm like chicken, potato, veggies. And like
that's what they said to do on Melanie's call. They're like, don't try to overthink it. Like if it says a vegetable, a carb, and whatever, then eat a vegetable, carb, and so
right. So the only thing that I'm doing that's fancy is like those egg muffins that I made the other day. I'm just cooking and batch cooking those for breakfast. So that way my breakfasts are easy. Shakeology, almond milk, berries, peanut butter, you know, like nothing crazy there. So I think, and that's what I've told my group, is as simple as you can keep it, do that. Because, and teach that to your people too. Teach them, listen, like, please don't feel like you have to cook a crazy amount of whatever. I'm doing a chili recipe because one of the meals is like green, red, yellow, blue, orange, or whatever. So I'm doing like beans, meat. I don't know. I'm just going to throw all those ingredients in a bowl and then count it as whatever those servings are. So yeah, so that's it. And then there's a Carl Deichler group that's going to be launching in February that I just wanted to touch on real quick. And it's in the Coach Breaking News, and it's called Carl's 1x5x3. And what that is we, like, and some coach advisory board people are going to be working on a very simplified system. 1 by 5 by 3, one kind of like the Team Cup, and just finding 3 people to join a challenge group to get you to Success Club to help you begin to grow your business and begin to grow your income. So I don't want to harp on Success Club, because I think we all know what Success Club is. We all know the importance of Success Club. But what I can tell you is, when you decide and you commit to make that, helping those 3 people a month and hitting Success Club and hitting those minimum benchmarks, not only does Beachbody do prizes and stuff for that, but the Success Club trip, those points convert over to Success Club dollars. This month, it's double the trip dollars. So for every 1 Success Club point you earn, you get 20 points to pay for the cruise. So that's, just a little extra perk for Success Club. But when you commit to, 3 people a month, it really does. And those of you that, continue to hit Success Club and see the Success Club points and see your numbers, you see that your income grows. You see that your team grows. You see that, those little things make a really big difference. So, so just a little reminder there. I think that's all I have for announcements. I'm going to turn it over to you, Michaela, because I'm going to drink my coffee. So go, girl.
Cool. Well, I'm really excited. For those of you guys that don't know me, I'm Mila. I am a coach, and a lot of the girls that are on here, like Kelly and Cindy, Kelsey, Melissa, are my girls. And I'm super excited because 2018, I want to start working with my team a little bit more. I was always self-sabotaging myself and thinking that I couldn't lead a team, which is crazy because I know that I can. So instead of being really confusing, I was confused on what to do. It was like, was I going to put my girls back in my team and then pull them away from the bar? Because obviously Ashley's got a lot of knowledge and she's great at what she does. But it's too many groups. We don't want, I don't want to have my girls in Find Your Fit and then in Team Raise the Bar and then Forever Fit and then the Dream Team. That's too much. So Ashley and I had a nice productive call yesterday for about an hour, and we came to the conclusion that it's duh, this is our team. It's not just Ashley's, and it's not just mine, and it's not just Kelly's, and it's not just Sarah's. It's all of ours. So we want to change the team culture. Hold on, baby. We want to change the team culture to our team. So the cover photo will have all of our team names. So if you have your own team name, like Sarah is Journey to Fit, I'm Find Your Fit, and then we've got Raise the Bar. I know that Kelly and Cindy and stuff have used Find Your Fit, but if you guys want to come up with your own, feel free. Let us know so we can get your name. Hold on. Hey, Mason, turn on the bounce house, please. I might have to go upstairs. Then put it on the cover photo so that we're all on there. That being said, we also, of course, when I want to talk, they're putting the bounce house up. So that being said, we want to assign days of the week that we all post into the coach group so that people that we bring into the coach group, like our organization, will get to see each of our faces and not just one person all the time. So I know Sarah's already taken Friday, and I'm going to take Tuesday, and I think Ashley said something about Wednesday. But we can make a calendar so everybody has their day. And as far as what you want to post, that's up to you guys. So that's one thing. Secondly is we want – Mason, I am on a call. I just moved upstairs so you can put it downstairs. Why? Okay. Give me 5 minutes to talk, and then I'll mute myself. Okay, so this is going to be our year that we want to recruit and bring people into the organization, because we can either work on commission and sell challenge packs, or we can work on recruiting and growing a team, which is where our residual volume will actually come from. So the coach sneak peek calls. We would like the same concept of umbrellaing our team and all being a face of that sneak peek. I, at one point, was going to start running my own coach sneak peek, which is just silly. We should be doing this together. So if we want to pick the same day every month that we do this coach call, do our posts throughout the week to invite people to, And then we can go live together. Like we can actually share the Zoom calls where maybe it's me, Kelly, and Ashley on a call, or whoever, or doing the live video one week because Sarah and Melissa can't get on, or whatever. But it's something that I want us to all do. Like I was never really comfortable inviting people to what I thought was Ashley's coach sneak peeks. And it's like, that's not really the concept. It's supposed to be all of ours. So I'm pretty excited about both of those things for us. Other than that, that was like one of the big news and exciting things that we wanted to talk about. Does anybody have any ideas or input to this?
Purple, Mama. That's purple.
Nelly.
Yeah, it's purple.
You're muted.
You're muted.
There.
Can I take Thursday?
Thursday? Yeah.
Okay.
And if you're not comfortable taking a day, that's fine too. Like I know Kelsey, which I'm really excited to see here. Kelsey is not necessarily wanting to like grow a business per se because she's a very busy nurse and just with the promotion, but she also has people interested and she's posting very consistently on her workouts and stuff. So she just wants a little bit more knowledge to be able to help those people that come to her. So, which is awesome. So if you don't want to take a day, don't feel like you have to. The other thing that Ashley and I had talked about too is recognition within our coach page. Just want to be able to start shouting out our coaches in there more often, whether it's about, like she said in the post, whether it's losing 5 pounds or reaching a rank or hitting her Success Club, whatever, just make sure that we are all acknowledging to do that with our challengers or with our coaches and challengers.
And challengers, yeah, and like even just, you know, like say you have a challenger who like hit their first 5-pound weight loss. Like I know that a lot of times we're like, I'm not gonna post that on my public page because they, you know, they probably don't want me tagging them in a weight loss post on my personal Facebook page. But you can share that in our coach page. I mean, we know like we're not gonna go in and share. Am I frozen, guys? Can you hear me? Oh, sorry, okay. You know, I'm like, if somebody posts their transformation pictures in my challenge group, I'm not going to snatch them up and go post them on my wall and be like, ooh, look at this girl, you know, because those might be personal and private. But if you have somebody who, or like sends you a private message, Sarah, I saw your Facebook post. Like those are awesome things to share within our team because that just reminds us all that we are on a bigger mission, that it's not just you coaching alone, that there's people on this team that are changing lives, and as big or as small as those victories may be, they're victories for somebody, and they need to be recognized and they need to be shouted out. Same thing with your coaching business. If you earn your very first Beachbody paycheck, oh my gosh, come on in the page and do a live video about it, shouting yourself out if you want to. But if you, you know, if you've earned a $5 paycheck, if you've sold your first challenge pack, and then other coaches, you know, recognize that too within your coaches. When somebody finds their first coach or somebody sells their first challenge pack or somebody earns their first commission or whatever it is, those are all things that we should be celebrating. So if, you know, and if you want to call yourself out and if you want to say like, dude, I just had my biggest paycheck ever this week, do it, please, because that is super motivating and that's super uplifting, especially for, you know, some of us who like may have like hit a funk or we need a little pick me up or we need a little reminder, or even if it's, you know, somebody that's not in your challenge group at all, but they commented on your post, I really need to hear this today. Share that because you never know what those little tiny words can do for somebody else's motivation. Recognition is so very big. So I challenge you guys to recognize 3 people today that not necessarily are in your challenge group. Like it can be your spouse, it can be your child, it can be your mom, it can be, you know, it can be one of your challengers, one of your coaches, but I challenge you to take a time every week where you focus specifically on recognition and you recognize somebody for their efforts. It can be your boss. Like, I mean, it doesn't have to be a Beachbody thing, but that feels really good. I know personally for me, if somebody recognizes something that I've done, or if, you know, Luke acknowledges the fact that I did something that like I normally, you know, have gone over above and beyond to do, just that recognition it's really a feel good thing. So, so a couple little things Michaela and I kind of were talking about too yesterday is just like simple business tools And I wanted to share a couple of things. I spent maybe 20 bucks here, and I got this little bendy tripod thing for my phone. Because I know we've talked a little bit about, like, you know, how do you set up your phone? How do you take pictures? How do you do selfies? Like, what's the easiest way? I got this thing on Amazon. It's like a little bendy, you know, tripod. You can put your phone on it, and it comes with a Bluetooth remote. So if you're like somebody that likes to do headstands and you're like, man, I can never get my timer right, I'm always falling over, like, you have a little clicker. So as soon as you do your headstand, you can just take a picture, and then it works like a little remote. So this is something I would recommend getting, especially if you're like taking pictures of your workout moves, or I always prop my phone up on my water bottle or my shaker or whatever. But I just thought it would be nice to have something a little bit more sturdy, and these are also a business write-off, so you can also use these as business write-off tools. Pop socket on the back of your phone. If you don't have one yet, I would recommend getting one. Mine just fell off yesterday. But this kind of just helps you hold on to your phone a little bit better. You can also use it as a little prop-up thing as well. And if you're like somebody who's taking selfies, like, you're not going to drop your phone. Or sometimes when you're reading your phone in your bed, you drop your phone on your face when you fall asleep, and this helps you not drop your phone on your face. And then also, I can't say enough about good lighting, because I feel like people are scrolling Facebook. Most of our business is on Facebook. Look at Michaela over here with her jumbo, like, professional lights. I have like an old kid's
light. For my basement, the lighting in my basement's horrible, but I got that and it's really helped a lot.
Yeah, so you can find stuff like that. You spent what, 25 bucks on Amazon or
whatever?
Yeah,
it was under $30 on Amazon.
Yeah, so like you can find, if that's something that you struggle with, like if your workouts are in your basement and the lighting is like crap, then you might want to get some kind of a light. Same thing for like selfies. So like I have this little, this was like $7 on and it like totally lights up. There's 3 different settings. So like you can see just the change in my lighting from, you know, and from not having it to having it. And it just kind of brightens up your pictures. You can use it, like this clips on my phone. So that way, if it's like dark, I can use a little light. But just little simple things like that can really enhance your pictures. If you're not using any photo editing apps, I would probably recommend Snapseed. And I think you have to pay for that. It's like $2.99. But you can kind of help filter and like make, you know, not that we want to take away any imperfections in our pictures, but I mean, sometimes if you enhance your pictures a little bit, brighten them up, it's a little bit more crisper of an image and a little bit more of a scroll stopper. So, so just a couple little things like that, that you can kind of do and not have to spend a fortune on, to kind of just make your pictures and stuff look a little bit better. That's the face of our business, you know, and as silly as it seems to like have to talk about like, oh, we need to do these, you know, photo editing and, you know, picture lighting and stuff. It's true. Like we are the face of our business, and, you know, profile pictures and things like that should be bright and crisp and, you know, look somewhat professional. So that way when people come to your page, especially if you're adding 5 to 10 to 25 new contacts a week, that's the first thing that people are going to see. If you guys want, and don't feel like you have to, but I just updated my profile picture yesterday, and I put in my profile picture description a little bit about my story. And this is who I am. Thanks for visiting my page. This is my story. About a few years ago, you know, I started a fitness journey, blah, blah, blah. If you're interested, here's a link to join my group about coaching. If you're interested to know more about my challenge group, here's a link to join challenge group. Let's take the word challenge group out, because I just heard recently that using the words challenge group is like screams Beachbody, and people don't like that word anymore for some reason. I literally just heard this on a call 2 days ago and was like, okay, good to know. But more about support, more about accountability, more about like rock star group of women like crushing their goals, like stuff that women want to hear in 2018, I guess. And challenge group is not the word to use anymore. So,
really quick too, I wanted to say, just talking about like your pictures and making things look good, was usually once every couple days, I like to just go to my own profile page and scroll just in my first like 2 to 3 posts and just see what those 3 posts would show somebody who I don't know and I'm not friends with. Because when I'm adding all these new people that don't know me, who I actually had a girl send me a message to my friend request, and she was like, I'm not trying to be mean, but do I even know who you are? And I was like, I'm not really sure if we met or not, but we had a lot of mutual friends. And she didn't accept my friend request, and I felt really super awkward that she sent it, but I was like, you know what? It's no different than seeing a commercial on television. I mean, I didn't ask to see that commercial. It just happened that way. So I don't feel bad anymore to send out those random friend requests, because either you accept me or you don't. And I know that whenever I do put in my friend request, the first thing they're going to do is go to my profile and scroll probably the first 2 to 3 posts. So I always make sure that either the post looks like that I look like somebody that person would want to be friends with. They know that I'm into health and fitness, but it doesn't scream Shakeology or Beachbody. It just shows that I'm, giving value of some degree. And I feel like in the last probably month or two, hi Dan, I feel like in the last month or two that I've had a lot more consistency of people that I don't know that are reaching out and asking for help or wanting more information of what I do. And again, I don't even know who they are, but if I would have never sent those random friend requests and my page wouldn't have looked the way that it did, then those people would have just kept scrolling. So just a piece of advice. Really quick too, we want these Saturday morning calls to not necessarily be about us training. Those were just a few quick ideas that we wanted to go over with you guys. But we really want, because we're on the Melanie's calls, we got the National Wake Up Call, any of the new coach trainings or any of the trainings that you guys are in, that's enough training for you guys. So Saturday morning calls, I want to be more of like a workshop. We want to open up the floor to each one of you guys to tell us about your week, if you're hitting goals, if you've tried anything new that could maybe help somebody else. And if we have zero to talk about, if that check-in only takes us 10 minutes, we can either spend the rest of the time power houring together, or we can get off the call and do our own things. But we don't want this to just be us sitting here talking to you guys all the time. So unless you had anything else really quick you wanted to add, I say we go ahead and open it up to whoever wants to go first.
Dan.
I don't know what he's doing. Dan wants to know Oh, Bond or Blonde? The blonde villain. Dan wants to know who you are, Kelly. She doesn't see the chat. Yeah. Melissa just chatted to everybody and said, Dan wants to know who the blonde villain is with the fireplace in the background.
Hi, Dan.
I guess you get to go first.
Not a villain, I promise.
I like the fireplace. I think she's really setting the mood.
Totally.
Yeah.
You should do all your calls in front of that.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. I wanted to screenshot her.
Yeah, it's awesome. Kelly, why don't you go first with your week? How'd you do with your, did you hit your goals?
So I've had a really good week. Speaking of shouting out, I'll go ahead and shout myself out because I actually had a really good paycheck. Probably the best one that I've had.
Yay.
So really good for me. That's what I mean.
How much was it?
$260.
Nice.
Awesome.
Woo!
No, I don't know where that came from, but it's probably all from Sarah.
Well, so that's what my paycheck was. We have twin paychecks.
Good.
Nice.
You just keep working that biz, girl.
Mine was about 230, which is from you guys too. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, and I've got 2 people already signed up this month. I had somebody sign up on the 31st last month, so it's weird because I'm kind of considering her a January person, but obviously the SC points went in December. But I'm just feeling really good overall. I just, I don't know if I don't even know who's on this call, but a couple months ago, I talked to you guys just about how I was just feeling and I actually went to the doctor, had some medicine changes. So I know that maybe TMI for you guys, but I feel really good and I'm just really ready to do this. I feel I'm finding joy in what I'm doing again. And I never quit before when I was feeling blah because I knew it was me, it wasn't the business. but I just was even having like a hard time posting before. I just felt like, what, you know, like I didn't have anything to give really, because I was just feeling so yucky about myself. But anyway, so I'm just feeling really good, and I think I'm in a really good place, and I'm very excited. Like every day I'm like excited to like work my business. So that's it really. I have a coach who I've had for a while. Like she used to be a Beachbody coach. She quit, re-signed up under me after her 2 years or whatever, however long it takes. She's ready to like work the business too. She was supposed to be on today, and I don't know where she is, so I'm so sad because I was like ready to like roll it out and like introduce you guys to her. So hopefully she gets on next week. But we've been talking all week, and she's like, she's ready, and she's been posting all week. Like she's awesome. So
Awesome. Good.
Hey.
I'm excited for you. I know Kelly last week, sorry, my kids are screaming. Kelly last week was struggling too with her challenge group and some of her challengers, you know, not necessarily being on Shakeology or purchasing from her. And we worked through that. So, you know, reach out to your uplines if you're struggling with something. And that's what we're here for, is to help work you through. And even us as coaches who have been doing this for a while, we still struggle. Kelly, you missed the very beginning of the call, but my mom ordered Shakeology off of eBay this morning or this month. So I'll tell you about that later. But yeah, so don't feel bad.
all right.
Sarah, do you want to go next?
Sure. I had a really good week. Kelly and I were chatting the other day, and she's like, where are you getting all these people? Like, they're just coming to me. Like, they weren't anyone who was on my list. They weren't, like, any contacts that I have been chatting with. They just are kind of – I got another message from a girl that I went to high school with last night that isn't anybody I've ever talked to about Beachbody. So I just kind of have set my weekly goals. And shout out to Tracy. I don't think she's on here. She got Success Club for the first time last month. So super proud of her. She has been working really hard. Last night we were at swimming. So it's kind of nice that we have swimming together. So it's like an hour of like PD and like power hour. And we just sit there and go through everything, which is kind of nice. So we were at swimming last night, and I was kind of showing her some stuff, and she's like, but I've been coaching since May. I said, no, you haven't. I said, you've been a coach since May. I said, but you've only been coaching a couple months. So don't, you know, be down on yourself. So she has been doing an awesome job. So I'm super proud of her. But one thing that I wanted to show you guys, so you all, some of you may have seen my vision board that I did this week. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, because I can't hear any of you, but now I can. So I did my vision board, and I wrote out all my goals. So one of the things, I don't know if I can switch you around. Well, I'm going to do this. So one of the things that I've been doing is like, it's all on this like Dollar Tree calendar that's really skinny, and it just sits with my notebook. And like, I've been tracking like my paychecks every month or every week or whatever. And like, it's kind of like my January calendar. But it is super skinny, and so it fits just like inside my notebook, so it goes everywhere with me. But that's kind of it. Like it's been a really good couple of weeks, and like Kelly said, I got my biggest paycheck that I have, and like between last week's paycheck and this week's paycheck, it's over $600.
Wow.
Hey.
So like last week's paycheck was $359. I like crapped myself. Like, I looked at Eric and I was like, because Eric works part-time or whatever, just doing security on his days off. And I was like, my paycheck's more than yours. Everything in my life is a competition, and it totally shouldn't be. Like,
no, that's, you know what? That's really good though, because I started doing that about a year ago. Like, I was like, I'm going to see if I can beat my last week paycheck. I'm going to, you know, like, and started challenging myself to like, and that forced me to talk to more people. And that forced me like a little out of my comfort zone. It forced me to talk about coaching more. And it forced me to do things that like, I was like, like I'm okay with like a $200 paycheck this week. But then I was like, you know, like I started being able to pay my car payment every month and the groceries every month. And then I was like, I wonder if I can pay the mortgage every month, you know, like, and then I started just kind of setting that bar a little bit, raise the bar, started setting the bar a little bit higher, and like, and it's worked. Like it's challenged me to push a little bit harder. So competition stuff is like, I think it's necessary sometimes because it forces us out of our comfort zone a little bit. That's awesome, girl. Congrats.
Thanks.
I have something else that's like totally unrelated, just really quick. Speaking of like forcing yourself out of your comfort zone, something else that I started doing this week was like,
What's that,
when I
Mommy?
was drinking my Energize before my workout, I'd sit down and I'd tell myself I'm going to send 10 messages and I'm not going to go work out until I send my 10 messages. And I started doing that, and I've literally, like the other day, it took me like my whole glass of Energize, and my Energize wore off, and I had to go take some more Energize. But I got my 10 messages sent.
I mean, that really, it kind of goes along with that eat that frog. Like, do what's hard first before you do what you enjoy to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that's awesome. Whatever it takes to get those messages or invites or, friend requests sent out. I also, since I've gotten my TV that Mark gave me for Christmas, I'm not on my computer either until after my workout or like I get on it before my workout, same thing, but I'm not stopping. I'm not trying to do 20 things at one time anymore. Like, I'm not trying to work out and respond to challengers and stuff. So it's like, I feel like I'm actually getting in there, getting things done and moving on to the next task. So definitely doing like compartmentalizing what you need to get done definitely helps. So that's a good tip. I like that, Kelly. Who wants to go next? I see Melissa or Kelsey. Melissa, you want to go?
Okay, sorry, I had to jump off because Dan had to take my computer. So I missed, are we just doing like a recap of our week?
Yeah, we're just kind of talking about our weeks. If you hit whatever goals you had for the week as far as sending out friend requests, if you tried anything new that maybe you could give a tip, really just shout outs or struggles. This is kind of your block to say whatever you want.
Okay, so I've had like a huge mind shift lately. And I've had some really amazing things happening. So when I got back from Summit, I was like, I'm going to grow a team. I'm going to grow a team. I'm going to grow a team. And then Dan's work changed and our lives like totally got flipped upside down. And I was like, okay, I can't do that. Like, let's be realistic. I can't, this business is in my lap. I can't focus on something else. So I've been focusing on the business. And guys, it is so stupid that all of a sudden I am like, my beach body is like just all these people are just showing up at my door. Like, literally, it is my sister. Michaela knows what I'm about to say. Like, I'm going to try not to cry.
Are you kidding?
Sister is interested. Like, just, she's interested. And so, and her neighbor is probably signing up this weekend. And like,
back up. One of Melissa's biggest reasons of wanting to do this was because she wanted to help her sister. Just FYI. So that is huge.
Yeah, it's like huge for me. So I changed completely from, I don't want to grow a team anymore. I mean, sure, if I do, that's great. But I just want to keep doing what I started doing in the first place and just help people. And my consistency over the whole time, like, I know everybody's like, consistency is key, consistency is key. Well, it's just crazy. Hey, you can't have that. How all of a sudden, just like, people are just, it's really, so I just wanted to share that with you because it's like, it's amazing to me. And there was something else, but I got distracted because I started crying. Oh, so I also went to, like, it was like really messing with my mind, the whole, I just want to grow a team thing. And so I was always trying with Carrie, she's one of my coaches. She hasn't started coaching, but she's a coach and she wants to do it someday. And I just kept trying to grow her. And I felt like I was never getting anywhere. And she sent me a text message the other day that I can't pull up because I'm using my phone, but it was like the nicest text message ever. She's like, I finally get it. I'm working out in the mornings. I'm doing everything. And so like, I have been trying to grow this girl since I started with her. How long was that? A year and a half ago? And she's finally like opening up. And these people that are showing up now are people that I messaged a year ago. So like, I get it now. And it's like, duh. And I may not have time to do a lot of it, but I totally get that just doing the work will show up later. Because like, it's a year later and it's starting to show up. But I mean, a year from now, I don't know what's going to happen. But
Guess what? It's called consistency.
Right? To share that with you.
Because people don't necessarily aren't ready today, but maybe they're ready in 3 months or 6 months, and they're not going to be like, oh, let me go join somebody who I just saw one post. They're going to want to join somebody who's been doing it for 2 years. Yeah. So, and I actually had somebody just sign up that was exactly that. She said, I have a friend up here that's coaching, but I've been following you for 2 years, and I want to go with you because I know that whatever you're doing is working. So that's awesome. And I'm so excited. Like I put in the chat, like it took me 10 months before I really started coaching underneath Ashley, from the point that I signed as a coach to the point that I started coaching. And Kelly Dean, man, she told me no and Ashley no. I couldn't even tell you how many times.
Maybe you run through your
Coach, like,
for it.
Kelly,
Yeah.
you would be so good at this. And Kelly's like, don't ever talk to me again about coaching. Like, leave me alone.
I mean, I made one comment to Beth Blackman about coaching, and she dropped out of my group as a challenger and everything completely. And she's like, I don't want to be a part of your pyramid scheme. And I literally made one comment to her at Hope's birthday party at Melissa's house, and she completely went AWOL on me. And so I was like so scared to keep asking Kelly, because I was like, she's like my most active challenger. Like, I don't want to push her away, and I want to be her friend in real life. And I can't keep asking her to be a coach, you know? So
that's really why I'm afraid to ask everyone, because I never wanted to do it. I was just like, just leave me alone and let me try to.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's awesome. I'm really excited for your sister and Carrie. So who's next? Kelsey, Cindy. Kelsey looks ready. She's got a quiet baby.
But is my speaker on?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? So yeah, as you said, I took on a new position this week at my other job. So I am going to be an assistant nurse manager on the oncology floor that I already work on. And we are moving to a new building in 3 weeks. So I'm going to be kind of busy with that. But I haven't like really set any goals for me to reach. Like you said, I really kind of am just putting myself out there, and anybody that sees me and is interested, I want to be able to educate them appropriately. I'm having an issue with Virginia and the 3-day refresh because she's so negative, and I don't know what to do with that.
I actually posted about that. I said that to her. This refresh is more mindset than it is the food. It's all and we both know, Kelsey, that Jenny has had a negative mindset for the past 2 years. She hates working out. She hates this. She hates that. But I'm really hoping that this 80-day that she finishes the refresh and she realizes that she's a lot stronger than she is. And I don't know what kind of personal development she does, but I think you should really stress that personal development, whether it's in the car to and from work, but she needs some positive mindset.
Yeah, definitely.
And you know what? Some people are just negative and you're never going to change it, and you got to be able to let that go too. I kind of did. Yeah. I didn't let it go with her to where I gave up on her, but there's only so much coaching. And I think when we both were in that group message with her and we kind of tough loved her and was like, you're just going to have to suck it up. It's going to suck for all of us. We are all going to be doing our workouts. We're all going to be doing time nutrition. We're all doing these things. So we're not going to feel bad for you, Jenny. We're doing the same thing. So suck it up and get your results if that's what you want. I think she actually kind of was receptive to that. So yeah, Jenny's Jenny.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you just have to tough love your challengers, and like you kind of just have to say, like, you told me that you wanted this. Like, I did a live video in my 80-day group yesterday, and I know there's a couple of you guys in there. I don't know if you saw it, but I was not very cordial, and I was just but I have a fefew people in there who from day one have said they wanted to do this, but have yet to buy a package of anything. And I've messaged people privately. I've said, listen, like, we are all on the same page here. And I personally am not letting anybody in who's not using at least Shakeology and has to have their 80-day accessories. So I've messaged my people privately. They haven't responded, and I flat out said, I am taking people out of this group on Sunday if you have not ordered your stuff. And I've giving you notice, and I've talked about this, you know, and I feel I'm such a people pleaser that like I want to bring all the people in the world into my group and like rainbows and daisies everywhere and like everybody skips across the finish line. But like in reality, that's not going to happen because some people aren't committed, and sometimes it takes financial investment for them to commit. And I feel like that, and my husband told me this the other day, and it was kind of a pretty harsh reality because I'm like, I just don't understand. Like they filled out my Woohoo application. They said they want to join my challenge group. Now they don't respond to my messages. And he's like, chances are they didn't want to do anything anyway. They just wanted to know like how much it was going to cost. And they just want to know that. So that way in a year from now, when they financially are ready to make the investment, they know how much it's going to cost them. So he's like, don't think that every single person that comes to you that says like, I'm interested is going to sign up, because chances are 9 out of 10 of them are not, but it's that one person. And that's kind of the ratio. It's like for every 10 people you talk to, one person signs up. Sometimes it's more based on previous conversations and stuff. But like, as far as like cold market goes, usually it's 1 out of 10, but that tough love sometimes, man. And sometimes even in private messages with people like that haven't signed up yet, I'll say like, listen, you're either in or you're out. Like you told me you want to do this. And like, I'm 100% going to support you either way. But like, if, you know, I've got other people that are interested. So either, you know, poop or get off the pot basically. So, and sometimes it works. And sometimes you're like, whatever, but chances are they weren't going to sign up anyway. So
yeah, that's true. And you can't drag anybody. Like they say it all the time, like you can't be dragged. You have
and
to
if you try to, it's so mentally exhausting to try to drag somebody along that doesn't want it. And you just kind of have to let them go. And that for me, that
same
was
with coaches.
Same with
coaches.
Because I've had a lot of coaches come and go and that say they want it from day one. And you're like, well, I can't do the trainings for you. And I can't call you every day and tell you how to invite people. And I can't, you know, like, if they're not making it, if they're not matching your efforts, then you're wasting your time basically. And that sounds really harsh to say, but our time as coaches is super valuable. And we need to realize that when we have challengers coming in that expect things for free, because that happens to all of us all the time. Or, you know, Michaela, she charges people to join her groups if they're not her coach. So,
and that's just something recently I started doing. And surprisingly, people are willing to pay it. You know, Cindy has a really good friend, Virginia Lugie, that does these like Biggest Loser challenges, and they'll have like 100 people plus in those groups, and people are willing to pay if there's a chance to get money back. And I don't give the money back necessarily, but they're willing to pay it. They may not want to pay $160, but they'll at least give you 30 for some support. So talk about Cindy. You want to go?
Sure, I can go.
All right.
So my goals are all pretty much personal. They're not like necessarily inviting or growing or all of that. It's really for me just kind of like making sure you're doing your, you know, your vital behaviors and that sort of thing. I do have a new coach under me that wants to grow her business, which is why I've been doing the Coach University with her. And that's been kind of exciting. And that's kind of where I am. I just kind of want to walk through it with her. I've never done the Coach University, so this is my first time doing it.
Mine too.
Other than that, mine are all personal. But honestly, just this morning, if I can shout myself out, so my husband got up and did the leg workout of A Little Obsessed with Me, which is kind of hard. I mean, that's a hard day for me. I just had surgery in August, and I can't do the modified pistols that she does on one leg. I can't do them on my right leg, but I like put my weights down and I like went over the wall and held it with my hand and like still did them with the sliders. And it was just one of those moments where you're like, yeah, I'm not 100%, but I did it, you know, like that's huge to be able, I mean, not that long ago, I couldn't go up the stairs, you know, things like that. So it was for me personally, it was like a big moment. But I did change I am running my own group right now, which is exciting. And I have, you know, it's pretty much just the coaches that are in there that are actively posting, but you know, that's where it comes from, you know, like, and I think that listening to some of the Coach University, they're always like, be a product of the product. And it's like, as long as I'm doing my part, that's for me what matters.
I think that's awesome. Cindy also has a focus word for the year, and I think you should share that.
Yeah. So we don't do resolutions in this house because they're hard to keep. So we made a focus word this year of completion. So I want to complete some financial goals. I want to pay off my student loans. And then I want to complete my workouts. I have a really, really hard time with completing like a program. I have like workout ADD and I can't like stick to one and finish it. And so just this morning as I was doing the last Little Obsessed before 80 starts on Monday, I was like, you know what? For every day that I do the workout, I should put $1 in the pot. And if I do all the workouts at the end of the 80 days, I have $80 to go buy a new swimsuit. Like,
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think that we should share that. And I mean, we should definitely share that.
Totally
and
isn't
if
that
it's
idea.
not, yes. And even if it's not 80-day, any program, if you do that, that should be like one of your rewards at the end. I love it. I think that's great. Is Jennifer like Boyer that's down here on the call too?
Let me see.
Oh, yep, it is. She said yes, ma'am. Hi, Jennifer.
Yay! Can you chat? Can you like unmute and tell us how it's going as a coach, or ask any questions that you might have, or introduce yourself?
Stand by. She said stand by.
A little backstory to Jennifer. She, her and Cindy go to church together, and she's been in Cindy's challenges for over a year, and she's been doing workouts and stuff, but she never had invested yet. I mean, she was unemployed and was looking for a job and was going through some personal things, and she got a job. And one of the first things that she did was buy a challenge pack, and she told Cindy, I'm coaching, and I'll let her tell the rest from there, but it's pretty awesome. She's got some great results. Yeah. She just posted about it on her Facebook page. So awesome.
Okay. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to turn on my video because I'm holed up in the bathroom now. I had to get away from the noisy family.
Awesome.
But yeah, I like Michaela said, I've been doing the workouts and challenges. I love your kids.
He's naked.
That's great. That's great. But yeah, I have not had as much time to dedicate to growing my Beachbody business as I wanted to. It's been harder to fit it in than I thought it would be. So I realized I'm going to have to do as much as I can on the weekends, and during the week, it's just not realistic sometimes. I can't get up any earlier and try to do it in the morning. And it's just, I'm doing what I can, and hopefully it will grow slowly, probably slower than I want, but you know, I'll get there. But having the community and the support is awesome, and I'm really excited about it, and I just need to keep telling myself to be positive, and the challengers will come, the people will come. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So I appreciate everybody's tips and shouting out when you guys do things that are great and exciting, because it does help me look ahead to the future and know that I'll get there eventually.
Yes, absolutely. And you know what? Time management is so important. I know that I'm definitely not perfect at it, and it's all about finding a groove that works for you. So if you have to do the majority of your stuff on the weekends, then so be it. You know, if you have to sit in your car during your lunch hour and eat your lunch and send out 5 friend requests, then maybe that's what you have to do. And it is a slow process. And here's one of my biggest tips. It's going to be discouraging. It's going to be hard, and it's no different than a workout program. But if you want it bad enough and you're consistent, you will get results. So, and I think anybody here can vouch for that. So,
amen to that.
Awesome. Yes,
cool.
That's great advice. So,
yes.
But thank you for welcoming me, everybody. Excited to be here.
Absolutely. Well, I'm really excited. I'm happy. I know we kept you guys an hour, and I don't want to do that every week, but I'm super excited. I'm really looking forward to where 2018 takes all of our teams and bringing in some new coaches. And I look forward to our new Saturday formats and calls and being able to hear from each one of you guys. So we will go ahead.
Cindy had something. Did you have something, Cindy?
Yeah, just real quick, I know that we want to totally slow down calls and stuff like that, but for me, and this kind of speaks to Jen a little bit, this is a lot of where my heart comes from Beachbody. It's not about making money. It's not about, having huge challenge groups or all of that. It's this community of women right here that are amazing. And when you fall off the saddle or you're having a rough day or you are on the top of the mountain, like they are there. And so don't ever get too discouraged that you don't rely on these women right here because they're amazing.
Lean in. I can't say it enough. Like, just lean in. And like, even when it's hard, like, just to have another voice to be like, dude, come on. Like, this is like, I can't do this work. I can't do, like all of the I can'ts are there. We've all done the I can't. So we still, like, I personally still, I'm like, I have huge goals for this year. I have no idea how I'm going to get there. And it stresses me out thinking about it when I like get sweaty and I'm like, I need help. But like, and having somebody to kind of talk you down off that ledge and say like, listen, like, you can do this because this person has done this. And this, like, in the grand scheme of things, like, just showing up for yourself is so very important. And if you can just get through the day and say, you know what, if I can make tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, if I can make today the best that I can, then that's what I'm doing. And I always think, like, who needs me on my A game today? Like, who, I'm showing up for myself, but maybe there's one other person out there that needs to hear an inspirational quote or needs to see my sweaty selfie and know that they're not alone on this journey. Even if they're not in my challenge group, who cares? But like, knowing that like there's another person out there that's doing it it makes a big difference. And you guys can probably see that, you have, even if it's one person that likes your post, that one person needed to see that today. And, who cares if they join your challenge group and who cares if it's Success Club points or not, but you're making a difference one day at a time. And that's so very important. It is 9:31. I don't think it's too much longer.
And I have one thing too.
Melissa and Sarah.
Okay, I just need 30 seconds. A, Cindy, you're amazing and you make me cry and I love you. And B,
I agree. So well said, Cindy.
We have to plan a weekend at the winery. So I'm going to put a post in the team page and we'll figure out some things that work for me.
Yes, good. Yay. Thank you for doing that.
Flights are cheap to St. Louis right now, just so you know. Let's plan that so I can
would love for you to come.
Hop on a plane and go.
Yes. Awesome.
No, you're not. Okay. Did you hear my son? He was like, I'm coming with you. No, you're not. He's mad because I have said no to the cruise. And I said, you're going to Indianapolis. It'll be fine. Like, just leave it. Okay. So if you don't have a gratitude journal, like daily, like good day, well, whatever. It's a gratitude journal. I got it off Amazon. Do it. It is, and like Cindy reminded me, like literally the first thing for today is I'm thankful for my Saturday morning calls. Like it has like changed my world. Like I keep it in my purse and like when something good happens during a day, I write it down. It's like $6 on Amazon. Do it. Like I love it.
I put in the comments, post the link in the team page. If you can find the link in Amazon, share the link.
Yeah, Kelly, I sent it to you, didn't I?
Yeah. I
okay.
But I will now.
There's a bunch of them. Like I got mine too off of Amazon, and it's got the like 3 things that I'm grateful for today. My goal to live life fit today is one thing I appreciate about my strong body today is, and then read today and stuff. And there's like quotes and stuff in it. So they're all, if you just put in fitness journal, you probably would find one too. But yeah,
it's amazing. Do it.
Yep.
So everybody say cheese because I'm going to take a screenshot because I like having pictures of our team that we can put like on our team page and stuff like that.
Mason, can you take your penis out of the picture?
No penises in the picture, please.
He said no pushing him.
No, get out of here. Luke's like, hey, no. Okay, ready? Okay, hold on. 1, 2, cheese. Okay. Does anybody want?
We're going to a winery.
I have a 31-day daily activity tracker. Does anybody want something like that? I can post it in the page, and you don't have to use it, but feel free to. It's just like a document that you can kind of print out to track daily activity. That way, you have one for the month. You can like put an X in the box. Okay. Does anybody want me to share the 80-day meal plan stuff that I've made? Yeah. Okay. I'll share that too.
Will you share it without your logo? So I don't have to remake
So I have a PDF that has my logo and stuff on it.
I agree.
Hey, I saw Deidre ask Megan Blinka if she had hers without her logo. So.
Well, I know. I did the same thing. Megan shared something the other day, and I private messaged her, and I was like, will you send that to me? Oh, that daily activity tracker, too. Like, Deidre made one, and it had some typos on it. And I was like, can you send me that so I can edit it and take the typos out? But I didn't want to say she had some typos on there. But I can share those things. Just pop into the page and share the love. Everybody, all the time. Share the love. And I don't want to talk about sneak peeks today. Like, we were going to kind of talk about the coach sneak peek, but that's something that I'll maybe go in and do a live video and talk about sometime this week. So that way we kind of have an idea. And
Are we starting our days this week? Like, it's a go.
Yeah.
Ready, set, go. Okay.
Does anybody want to do a post about that in the team page? And just like a sign up post? I'm putting together a little image about choosing a word of the year, because I've done the same too. And if you haven't, I really recommend doing that, because I'm using that word kind of as fuel for my own personal goals and stuff too. And I think that's a really good idea. So I'm going to do a little post if you guys want to jump in on that too. I think that's it. I think we've got it, right? 80-day. Ooh, let's do it. Let's make it happen. My goal is that we're all like sprinting across that finish line on day 80.
My goal is to have some abs, or I'm going to have egg on my face, literally. I don't even know where that came from.
You will have abs.
Yes, I will. I actually went to Gold's Gym. Connie Sinovic got me a body scan for like my birthday, Christmas kind of thing. So I could go in there and they did like my measurements and then took my body fat percentage and my BMI and weight and all that stuff. And I get to do it 2 more times. So I'm going to do it between phases and then at the end. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, I got to have results.
Let me know how that goes. I'm always curious to know, because I know people do those. So tell me what you think of it, because I'd be curious to get one done and just see what it's like.
Yeah, it was okay. I hear the bod pods are much better, or whatever. You might get a little bit more information, or it might be a little bit more accurate. I don't know where. I know there's a bod pod on Base, but for just general public, I don't know where you can find one at. But I was actually really pleasantly surprised, because I've been weighing myself closer to 150 at home. And I thought that my body fat, like my belly fat and stuff, was well over 20%, which, okay, good, bad for whoever. But for me, I felt it was bad. And I actually weighed 146 and my body fat was only 19%. So I was like, it totally changed my mindset. I was much more pleased than I thought I would be. Body Beast is—
What was it?
My body fat was 19% and my weight was 146. But Body Beast is like a mental thing, and like no cardio and eating so much. Like I just really felt like I was like turning into this like slug. I don't know.
It's all that muscle, lady.
Yeah.
You're going to finish 80-day and you're going to be like this like massively ripped like beast. You're going to have to like walk through the room sideways, because you're going to be like, yeah.
All right. We've kept you guys long enough. If anybody needs anything, you guys message anytime.
Have an awesome weekend, ladies. Thanks for getting on. Bye.
Bye.